Welcome to the ZT podcast, and here's the motherfucking T. We're dead inside. Ignore the AIDS that is this podcast, and let's just sit back and let's just get into it. So, we are redoing podcast 12 because we attempted it 3 days ago. We've still got the footage. We'll stick it in here somewhere. But
hold on.
Yeah. What are you doing? Oh, okay. Chewing gum. Welcome to the ZT podcast, guys. Are you in focus? Let me have a look. I can see you then. Love the face you're pulling there, Otis. I love it.
Thank you. It's a gift from God, my face. I get told that a lot, you know, just like model, and I'm like, yeah. So that's my modelling story. I've been spotted several times just at the university.
You're just a celebrity.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad you agree.
So this podcast is meant to be about cinema. So where do you want to start? We'll start with just the industry in general, like what our thoughts are, because I think it's dying basically, because everything's going online, like Disney Plus and.
Yeah. I hate going to the cinema.
Really? How come?
I just hate when there's people there, because people are noisy and eat really loudly and they say stupid things halfway through the film. I hate that kind of shit.
Really? Well, I suppose I hate the whole people being loud and annoying, but I love the experience that, you know, a bunch of strangers can sit in a room and watch a film for an overpriced. Actually, it does suck, doesn't it? But I do enjoy it, and I feel like with it dying out, it kind of devalues the film industry to an extent. At least in my view, it does. Because it doesn't feel as much of an event when a film comes out anymore. Because it's all going to be uploaded online, like Netflix and stuff. From here on in, when cinemas eventually fully die out.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought process. Whenever a film comes out, if I want to see it but I'm not like dead set on it, I just wait until it comes out on Netflix.
Yeah.
Because that's an option I have now, instead of maybe 10 years ago, when if you wanted to see a film, you have to wait like 8 months for it to be on DVD or something for 20 quid.
Yes. Yeah. No, I love going to the cinema. I don't even know why. I think it's just the overall experience of always having popcorn or sweets or something and just watching. I just enjoy the experience of watching a film on the big screen. For example, I really enjoyed watching The Lighthouse with you, which was really good. Also, I saw Dark Waters 2-3 days ago, and then I also saw
Without Us.
Yeah, but then I also saw Parasite with all three of you.
Without us.
Without you. You were there, but you weren't really there.
No, I was kind of zoned out.
You like that film, though?
I do, yeah. It's my favourite one. I have all three that
we've seen.
Will be spoken about, yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen Dark Waters yet, or no?
No, I read the article that it was based on.
Mark Ruffalo co-produced it or something, didn't he? It was very good though. I feel like that film should have self-advertised more that it's based on a true story, because that film kind of needed it. It would have added the extra weight that the film was going for, like the extra, the hard-hittingness that it wanted.
I suppose.
But yeah, I don't know. Really. Where's my phone gone? Oh, it's still recording.
I saw it in the corner and I was like,
I completely forgot my phone was recording. Hi everyone, this is the vlog. This is behind the scenes of the podcast. Kill me. But no, fun stuff. But no, anyway. Everything film related is going online now. So
yeah.
I think it's unavoidable at this point. So.
I mean, some films are being streamed straight to online services because of self-isolation and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Kind of the examples, but some films that have only been out for like a week or two are now being streamed to those Sky Cinema and all that kind of stuff, straight away.
Just so they get more of a profit during this time of. Yeah. It's a shame, I think. I feel like cinema is something that needs to be celebrated, really, that it's still kicking about even now. I'm sure there's still lots of people who enjoyed it, but like I think a lot of people are gonna miss it, not having cinema after it's gone. But yeah.
Yeah, I'll miss like it being there, but I won't miss having to, in my case when I'm at home, drive for half an hour, spend like a £5 on parking, then spend almost a tenner on the tickets, and then there's the food, and then there's the other people in there, and then there's what if the movie's bad as well.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Whereas you can cut most of that cost out with streaming.
I suppose that's true. I suppose the worst part about cinema is the people. So like you have the people with bad BO. You have the people who munch their food really loud. You have the people who talk all the way through it.
This whole flat stinks of BO at the minute. I don't know why. I walked out my room and I was like,
just a whiff of it. Yeah, a warm whiff of just BO.
Probably me.
There is kind of like, I see your point about seeing it on a big screen. It's like they're all made to be displayed and heard in that format.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, in like long-term costs, you could just buy a slightly bigger TV and some speakers and have exactly the same experience without all the bullshit.
Yeah, and just watch it with people who you actually want to watch it with, or better yet, on your own.
I prefer to watch movies by myself. Normally.
Yeah. No, I do get that. I just appreciate the fact that cinema is still a thing that exists, and I need to appreciate it while we have it, because I know that it will die out. So I want to make sure that I've
never properly thought about that.
Yeah, because that's the thing though. Because cinema will most likely die out in our generation. Thinking about it, like looking at how fast the online streaming services are gaining in popularity, and how little people are actually going to the cinema often anymore, bi-weekly.
And with cinematic television making it more accessible.
Yeah, TV's getting better and all that, and it just makes makes the big screen experience more accessible but more isolating. Yeah. If that makes sense at all. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like with cinema, like, I don't know, it's just I feel like it's more like they have to be well-known people to be in, like, for it to be a popular film, it has to be well-known people.
Yeah.
But then
you don't get as many big films.
I feel like that is one of the things that it's like you see the same people, you see the same actors, blah 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 blah, doing the same sort of roles, and it's very sort of repetitive. Whereas in TV and other media, you can sort of create your own representation. So it's like I know, like with independent film, it's a bit different, but with the box standard,
like box office, you know, blockbuster films, you have to have these big names like The Rock, or I don't know, like Bruce Willis, or Jennifer Lawrence, or James McAvoy, or you have to have all these big name people in there, otherwise it's not going to sell, or it's not cinema worthy. Even though cinema is
you can even
not a niche, but it's definitely becoming a lot more smaller scale.
You can even track that trend with the way posters are being made now, where sometimes a lot of movies will do character posters as well as their main poster, where they have only a single character in the front.
They did that in Harry Potter.
Yeah, and it will be the actor's name.
They even did like an individual poster for like Neville, like a B-list character like that. They even did a singular poster for.
Neville comes around though in Harry Potter.
No, I know, but I mean, like in the span of the franchise, he's very limited in what he offers. Excluding his last film.
Yeah, and like the same.
Never seen Harry Potter. Well, I've seen one of them.
Oh yeah, we already covered that though. You watched the best one though, didn't you? You watched one with the dragon, so.
Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire is the best one.
One where Snape, there's like a bridge or something. It was it was like white. It was like very sort. It was like sort of like a god, sort of like. I don't know. I was like 10. It was something about Snape falling, and I might have hallucinated this. It was in 3D, so I feel like, the whole experience
I've seen
was very
some shit.
The whole experience was very like hallucinating. It's like it's like vulnerable as a.
I know, it's like it's 3 dimensions.
It's like it's going further than it should. It needs to stay back. And that's what I've got to say on cinema.
And with that said, we'll go on our first commercial break. Actually, no, it's not a commercial break. We'll cut to the footage that we recorded for this other attempt on this topic of the podcast, and we'll see you in a second. Or multiple seconds. depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it.
What's the second? What's the second?
You know what?
Shut up.
You know what, Henry? You know what?
I don't even say that often.
You kind of do.
Shut up.
You know what? You can't just tell me to shut up, Otis. You know what? You know what?
Fuck off.
You know what? You know what?
I will break my toe on your wardrobe and just cry if you...
I'll break my wardrobe on your toe.
Okay.
See you in a second, guys. Oh my god. What are you doing, Henry? What are you doing? Oh, fucking Moto meme. That's...
Watch out! I think Moto
likes you! Or something. I don't even know the rest of the words to this. It's just so cursed.
I'm just amazed it's will.i.am from Black Eyed Peas.
With that intro, welcome to the CT podcast. Help! That's on its own.
Forget like the acoustic guitar, make the new theme for the podcast.
Oh no! I'm not doing that. Okay, that's where I draw the line for your cursed ass suggestions, because that's too far. Okay.
It's a fucking tune though, isn't it?
It's certainly your hum there just going.
It's kind of catchy.
If you say so, Henry. Welcome to the ZT podcast. We're
Willkommen.
here.
Willkommen.
This is episode number 12.
Yeah. Yeah, 12.
So, yeah.
I'm 11, so shut the fuck up.
Okay, so we're going to talk about... This is going to be a lot more formal than the last couple of podcasts we've done. This is going to be a lot more topical, a lot more professional.
Jovial.
Even though this is the latest we've ever recorded a podcast, it's like 11:30 right now.
But we work hard and... Well, we play hard and we work even harder.
So we're talking about... not social media, that was 2 podcasts ago. We're talking about cinema and the industry. And also just films in general that we've seen, because we've watched a couple of films. First of all, we watched Parasite, because that won an Oscar, didn't it? So
yeah, best
picture. So let's start off talking about Parasite. Why not? Because we all saw that together, didn't we?
Yeah.
At the local film house, as it were, that we were at. So what's that for? Did you not like it? Did you really not like it?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say, it was actually quite good.
It was
I
really
thought it was
good.
quite good.
Yeah.
So ratings, I'd give it a 8 out of
I'd
10,
give it
maybe
an
an
8,
8.5. I really enjoyed it. I feel like the language barrier wasn't much of an issue for me, even though I do have dyslexia. I feel like the language barrier wasn't an issue. I feel like I caught all of the story there that I needed to catch.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a slow burn, at least to start with.
Yeah, I think that's intentional though.
Yeah, so it kind of gets you into the story and
because if they dropped you straight into like the stuff that happens at the midway
like the
point,
bunker and
yeah.
Okay, spoilers for this film. Sorry.
Yeah,
Jesus
but like
Christ.
it's been out for like what 3 or 4 or 5 months now.
And plus, it won an Oscar, so people who haven't seen it are probably not going to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'll probably get it when it comes out on like home release.
I wouldn't
think I'll
buy
get
it for its first premiere release. Of like, I wouldn't pay like a tenner for
Oh,
it.
when it comes out. Oh, yeah.
Not when it immediately comes out, but it would be a film I'd be
yeah.
interested in owning on DVD if it was a price that I could afford.
I'll probably get it when it comes out, I think.
Yeah.
I really like it. I'd give it like
It
a
was
9.5 out
enjoyable.
of 10. I'd probably rate it higher.
It was really enjoyable, I will say. So let's just go straight into the story because I really enjoyed it.
I thought the characters were really good. I know it's not part of the story, but I did like genuinely feel like
No, I think so too,
Yeah.
because they were flawed people, but you did feel for them and you saw their
Yeah.
journey through it, and
Yeah.
it ends tragically. And the climax moment is so out of the blue, isn't it? So out of nowhere, and just got to say really quickly, the son should have died.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he got decked over the head twice with that
Yeah.
giant pointy
Yeah.
stone.
Mm.
He should have died there. There was like so much blood coming from his head.
Yeah. But yeah, to go back on what we said about the characters, I really like the characters. I think part of that's because the acting was just so
Yeah.
good, and the
The
actors
acting was really
It
good.
was.
they had really good chemistry as well. You could tell like they're all working and bouncing off each other in
Yes.
fun ways. So it was the family connection was like it felt genuine and it
did feel genuine.
So, yeah.
But the family felt more like. I think this was intentional. The family, as a four, felt more of like an operation rather than like a. I don't know how to describe it. They
Like
worked
they
as
had
a
a
unit.
mission.
They had a mission. They all
Yeah.
played their role. They knew what they were doing. They did have the family orientation, but it was a lot of. They clearly had like a connection to each other.
Yeah.
So you felt for them. You had this
I
empathy
feel like that's
for
because of
what
their
happened at the end.
situation.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
they were
yeah.
trying to help each other by like adding each other into the little
Into the
mix.
into the scenario, yeah.
Mm.
So so when I love the title of the film. Actually,
Yeah.
it's so symbolic, and one of the first things we see is it's like an insect in
Yeah.
their house, which is very symbolic of their situation, and also the bloody name Parasite, and the fact that we were saying this after watching it. Who is the parasite of the film? Was it the family? Was it the rich people that they were exploiting? Or
because of my
Or did
personal.
they become the parasite?
Mm.
yeah,
I'd say because of my personal leanings, I'd say the rich people,
Mm.
just because of the way I view. Don't want to sound like profound, but the way I look
No,
at
yeah.
class, I would
Yeah.
say the rich people are the parasites, because
Yeah.
the
Because
dad,
the poor get barely any
the
credit.
father didn't want to drive himself, the mother didn't want to
Yeah.
cook or clean.
That's really true.
The kids didn't want to go to like public schools, so they used their wealth to have everyone else do it for them.
Mhm.
I also just don't really
Very
like rich
good.
people.
I mean, who does, right?
Also, the relationship between the wife and the husband is revealed to be somewhat strangely like symbiotic, because the husband like just wants to have a wife for like to have children and to like
Yeah, the
do
rich
stuff
family.
with.
Yeah, 100%.
and the wife, like when they're getting frisky, like she's
Oh,
asking to
yeah,
buy the
that
drugs and
scene
stuff
was
again,
so
like,
funny.
buy the drugs. I'm like, oh, okay, so like it is going to tackle like the whole behind closed doors thing in a more like oblique and
It's good.
obvious way.
I feel like it doesn't pull any punches as well. This film, it
No,
does.
no.
When there's stuff to show, it shows it. Like the ending moment where all that shock horror
Yeah,
happened and everything.
yeah.
They did not pull any punches. And with that guy in the basement, that actor was
He's great.
so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You really believed that he was like psychotic and just
Yeah.
fucked in the head.
I think his general appearance helped as well. The fact he is clearly naturally a bit like he's got big bulgy bug eyes. And,
yeah. It really
you know, like-
set you off with how he acted as well. He really utilised his abilities really
And yeah,
for his role in the film.
Touching on that final scene, I was genuinely quite upset about, well, spoilers, the daughter of the
Yeah, getting
main
completely
family
dead.
dying.
Yeah.
Because I liked her the most out of all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was very reserved, but she was very, very resilient, very,
Yeah.
very like calculating, and
Yeah, like out of all of them, I liked her the most. And I was really sad when she died. And I
Mhm.
was like, shit.
I was a bit. I connected most with the son,
Mm.
which is why I was so shocked they just killed him off, like because they set him up
But they
to be
didn't.
the
They
main
didn't- they
character.
didn't kill him
No. No, when I thought they killed him
Oh,
off
yeah,
with,
yeah.
with the rock, he should have died there. Realistically, they need to either film it in a more realistic way where he didn't die, or I don't know. But no, I think I related to him the most. I feel like I connected with him quicker because they kind of set him up as the main character, at least initially.
Yeah.
Because he was the first person to enter the house with these rich people.
Yeah, he's definitely the narrative focus because it begins and ends with him.
Yeah.
And it begins and ends with that rock that he had, and that's the thing
Yeah.
that was his downfall. It didn't kill him, but it nearly did.
My strange thing is
The
how
rock
I-
that he was given to him.
my thing is I don't
Yeah.
know how he would have got the rock back,
No.
because that's clearly a piece of evidence in like a mass tragedy,
Crime scene, yeah.
and he was involved in it.
Yeah.
I don't know how like that kind of law works, especially in a different country. But I can't imagine they
I
just
don't
give it back
think-
to you after
no,
like
they
5 or 6
wouldn't.
years.
I
Like,
don't know
yeah,
how
here.
he got that rock back. No.
I'd assume at the best, like the most like stretch I can make is that he probably just bought another rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just for symbolically to be
Yeah.
that
But
object.
they
that he
are
has a connection
identical to the point where you kind of conflate the two and just be like, it's probably the same rock, but how'd you get there? But that's not
Exactly,
important. That's
yeah.
just me being nitpicky. about,
Nitpicky.
like,
Yeah, no, it's okay to nitpick.
I really can't
because
pick it apart that much because I really,
It was a really well made
I
film.
really liked
Yeah.
it.
And yeah, I felt the ending was a bit The ending was the only weaker point, just
Well-
because I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like it felt like they skipped a lot after the event, after the big moment, and it felt very rushed. They
Yeah.
should have explored a bit more how they felt about the daughter dying.
Yeah,
Because
you
they
only really
didn't
see it in a
re-
montage. You see them go to a thing and like the mum's crying, and then it cuts
Yeah.
away to
And then
a
that's
few years
literally
later.
you don't
and then-
see anything apart from that. They really needed to
Yeah.
linger on that a bit more.
I
but-
do love how obvious and final the ending shot is as well, because he's talking. You know that there's that a brief scene where you see him and the mum on the lawn of that house again,
Yeah.
And it cuts back to him still in their basement flat.
Yeah.
I think that to me is personally, in my interpretation of it, is a sign that that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Because he's had to go back to the basement flat.
Yeah.
Despite all the money they've been making.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like that is... It's a very, very odd ending, but I feel like it's very... I don't know how to describe it. It's very profound. It's very...
I think it is the message of the film, though, because it is like a thing. I can't remember the exact name in it, but the translation is
The
like...
film is kind of an embodiment of tragedy, in a sense.
Yeah, well, there's a name for it in Korea. Korean young adults have a name for this thing because of the way their economy works and the way like the job system works. They allude to it in the film where a job for a security guard will have 20,000 people who just graduated from university applying to it because the job market is that narrow.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I think it's called like Hell Youth or something. I don't know the Korean
Okay.
word for it, but that's the literal translation, which is basically teenagers are 20 to 30. If you can't find work, you're basically fucked. And I
Yeah.
think that's what the film is tackling
Mm.
by having such a young cast of characters save the parents.
Yeah.
So I think that final shot helps add to that because it is like
I
a
think so too, yeah. Yeah, I feel like...
Yeah.
trapped.
and I feel like the ending is like an idealistic scenario where
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy the house where our beloved daughter / sister died,
Yeah.
and so that we can get our father back, who's still trapped down there. I do like how I feel like I enjoyed the father's journey the most, just
He
because
was really interesting.
he was
Yeah.
very interesting to follow, because you didn't know where he was at and you didn't know where he was going
Yeah.
before the party bit,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then all out of the blue he just snaps when he sees his daughter die, and then he kills the
he's
crazy man in the bunker.
he snaps when he covers his nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like.
Honestly,
I really do like the dad because you
I
don't
feel like
expect him to.
that's the
Yeah.
most interesting. I think his journey is the most interesting in the film.
Yeah, 'cause
though
you
I do
don't-
like the sons as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'cause
I
you-
really like the woman who came and like who is the wife of the person in the bunker.
The
You know, who
old
knocked on the
maid,
door.
yeah.
Yeah.
That made me like really like.
Oh God, yeah, her. I completely
Yeah,
forgot
like,
about
I've
that.
seen
The old
memes about it, and
housekeeper.
it like
Yeah.
genuinely like.
She
yeah.
was interesting.
She was.
She
yeah.
made me laugh. That film was funny in like a weird
Yeah, it
way,
was odd.
because obviously all the family members were in was in the house, and they were
Yeah.
laughing and they were all joking about and shit. They were all drunk, and then the housekeeper comes back like, "Oh, I forgot my keys" or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like,
something.
oh, this bitch. And so she comes in, and then they figure out the whole bunker thing, and it spirals out of control from there. I feel like up until that point, it's a very, very slow build. It's like, where is this film going? Oh, there's a bunker, and then there's a secret,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not like conspiracy, but very, you know.
Yeah, they're using an old panic room
Yes.
to live in. A
Yeah.
panic room that the family doesn't even know about
Yeah.
because they're probably so rich they just bought the house and was like, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That's the kind of impression I got from the father, especially.
Honestly, yeah, same.
But like the father
crazy,
of the main family, the family it focuses on,
Mm.
he was really interested in me because he starts off like really like playing the fool in the kind of way. He's probably the biggest source of comic relief for a good 2/3 of the
He
film.
is, and then suddenly he just becomes
And then-
the key piece in the puzzle.
And
at
then
the
it's
end.
around the time they're hiding under the table from
the couple.
He's called like Mr. Clark or something, isn't he? He's got like
I think
he's
he
got
is,
a British. He's got like an Anglo. He's got like a anglicized surname,
Yeah.
and when he's talking about how bad the driver smells, and
Yeah,
he's.
Yeah,
And then eventually
and then
throughout that, you know,
oh,
he starts to notice
you-
that they're actually covering their noses and like opening windows when he's around.
I know.
Yeah, it was really sad.
That was really
Yeah.
interesting, actually.
But yeah, but like I liked that it doesn't come out of nowhere with the father doing what he does.
No,
at the
it's
end.
you feel like you get that at some point he's getting pissed off at this
yeah.
at this guy and this family and this situation that he's in,
Mm.
but you don't know where it's going to lead until
Yeah.
you see that big moment, and he's like, "Fuck!" And then you know, I do love it, and I love how he ends up. I feel like in the final moments of the film, he becomes the centre point.
Yeah, he really does. Yeah, it becomes
really
his
does.
story more than anything.
But I do gotta say though, the whole reason why they got into this situation was because of the son's friend or whatever. That
Was
Yeah.
going to study abroad. Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently they wanted to go out with the client's daughter,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
and then the son just. That's another reason why it's called Parasite, because it's
Yeah.
like the son of the family that we're following completely stole the master plan of his friend who
Yeah.
gave him the contact of these people.
If I remember correctly as well, what his friend tells him at the start is like, "I'm trusting you because I don't want any of these random guys like going after her." And then at one
Yeah.
point, the son says something very similar, where he says something like, "I don't want random guys going after her."
Yeah.
So like, I trust my family to work there or
Yeah.
something, and it's a really strange little parallel
It
between the
is,
two.
and the son is like.
And that's the first sign that like
I don't think
Oh,
the
it's not
son's
just-
likable, but he's very odd how he.
he's kind of nondescript, and I think that's the point.
I think it is because it's like you don't know where he's at, but it's like I think each of every character in this film has their own personal gain at heart. None of them really think about, except for the family that we're following, which is why we latch onto them more than anyone else, because
Yeah.
even though they have their own self-interest at heart, they also care about the family
Yeah.
that they're in. They all care about the sister
Yeah.
and the mother and the father and the son, and they all care about each other. That's the only thing that really separates them from all the other characters in the film.
And up to a certain point, you can kind of understand why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
For me, the major turning point to be like, oh, is what they're doing is okay, is when they start shaving the hair off Peaches, and then they like discreetly, not like poison, but they like tap it onto the maid who's very allergic to
Oh my
them.
god, yeah.
And so like,
Yeah.
and then they convince the mother that the maid's got tuberculosis or something.
Yeah, he was in the hospital, yeah.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah. But then I do really feel bad for the family, and I reconnect to them when obviously their flat gets flooded because of the giant flash storm or whatever.
That was really sad,
Tragic,
yeah.
but this film was so well directed and made. Like that scene was so dramatic, and
Yeah, Bong Joon-ho makes really good films. He's made Snowpiercer.
this is my
which
first
really
film I've
good.
seen of his.
Oh,
But
you
it's
ma- you
honestly
made,
it's brilliant.
He made Snowpiercer with Chris Evans. That was really good. I'd check that out. I don't know if it's on Netflix or not. But he made Okja as well, which is on
Okay.
Netflix. That's the one about that really big pig thing. And Tilda Swinton's in it.
Oh, yeah.
He also co-wrote with John Ronson, who's I'm a massive fan of. But yeah, he's good at making films.
He really is. Like, honestly,
he's very good at what he does.
It was so well made. I feel like even though there was language barrier, I felt so immersed in this film, more immersed
I
in
feel
this
like
film than.
because like it's like not ignoring one of your senses, but because you can't like immediately like translate what they're saying, like
Yeah.
you're more immersed because you're reading it and it's like a
Yeah.
different
That's it, and you're
experience.
focused on the screen no matter what.
Yeah,
You're not
exactly.
checking your phone and listening to the dialogue.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
fully focused on the film.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't check my phone in the cinema. It's the
Yeah.
last thing I do. I'm not an asshole that
Yeah.
checks my fucking tweets. But no, I was going to say something really important here. What the fuck was I going to say? I've completely forgotten now. That's so annoying. But no, I loved Parasite.
Yeah.
It's honestly so well directed. Love it. I feel that it's just a testament to the directing, and the cinematography was very good at times. There were so many artistic shots where it's just like the family staring out at that lawn,
Yeah.
and you don't notice it at first, but a lot of the shots do linger on the lawn where the tragedy happens at the end of the
Yeah.
film, and it all seems to allude like, why does everybody keep staring at that lawn? Why is
Yeah.
why is the DOP, the director of photography, focusing so much on the lawn before? And then when we got to that moment, I'm like, because all that shit happens
Yeah.
at the end
Yeah.
of the film, and it's like, I love it.
There's a lot of stuff embedded in there symbolically as well.
Mhm.
You could write essays upon essays about the fact that the son,
Psychology
the
and
fact that
just-
the son of the rich family likes to play cowboys and Indians.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I read an article about why that's significant. It was really interesting. I
Yeah.
can't recite it off by heart, but
No.
the main consensus was that it's not only a critique of Korean economy and that kind of thing. It's also a critique of how westernized Eastern countries have started to become
Yeah.
because of the US basically going over there and telling them like do things our way.
Yeah, and they take it way too
Well,
literally.
Britain's guilty of that too. We basically
Oh,
invented it, but America's done it more recently, and they made a likeness between how the boy of a Korean family likes playing cowboys and Indians, not
Yeah,
Native
not
Americans,
American,
yeah.
or more recently the term First Nation Americans has come across.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff packed into that.
I mean,
film.
Yeah,
it's
and
such a packed
Because of
film.
how-
There's so
I
much
think that's
in
why
there.
it's so good because it has
Yeah.
something to say and it says
So
it
much
well.
to say.
I mean, you could say that, like, even, like, with Cowboys and Indians, well, Cowboys and Native Americans, like,
Yeah.
the whole history of that and how, like, colonization, it's sort of like,
It's similar.
sort of, it's sort of like the power between upper class and, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
How they-
that's
yeah.
and especially with the whole
Yeah.
hierarchy and like social class in the film.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
how Western, like, people, like, went and colonized, like, America, and then,
Yeah.
like, they sort of saw themselves as having more power, and then
Yeah.
they took
Yeah.
the power from poor people. So
It's very similar to kind of America's history as well,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, it is.
you've got the rich family, let's say they're traditional, like they're the West, but you don't have that without in the context of the film, the staff,
No,
and in the
yeah.
context of history, like the slaves, I guess. So it's kind of a very interesting like microcosm of that sort of dynamic of you don't get this without that. It's really it's about class, about
Oh shoot! Okay, we need to go on our commercial break. Sorry, we'll pause that thought. We'll
Yeah.
go on a commercial break. See you guys in a second. Sorry.
Yeah.
God, stupid fucking.
I'll literally finish up my thoughts and then that'll be me for Parasite if you do want to keep going.
Cool.
Henry!
Yeah?
You won't believe this. Look at this shit. The people who watch our podcast, some of them aren't even subscribed.
Fuck.
I can't fucking believe this! Ah! You motherfuckers. You'd better fucking subscribe.
I'll fucking batter your dad.
If you know what's good for you, you're gonna subscribe! Ah!
I didn't see that one. I read the article it's based on though.
Oh, Dark Waters.
Yeah, it's based on a Washington Post article, I think.
Right, welcome back from that commercial break, guys. So we'll continue with Parasite because we have a lot to say on it.
Yeah.
Actually, if you think about
I'll
it.
just round up with my
Yeah.
last thoughts.
There's a lot of there's a lot of like.
It's imbued with a lot of symbolism, a lot of
Commentary on
commentary. Exactly. It's about class. It's about wealth. Well, they're kind of intertwined, but it's about class. It's about wealth. You could argue there's a gender perspective as well,
yeah.
Yeah.
with the way the rich father sees this,
mother.
his kind of. How he sees the mother, how he runs his household, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. It's
And he's
strange.
He's at work a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's about
and hardly
family.
connects with his children
Yeah.
until that party.
Also,
where-
they're all nuclear families, and by nuclear families I
Yeah.
mean father, son, daughter. No, father, wife, daughter.
father, son, daughter.
No, sorry, husband, wife, son, daughter.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
basically the nuclear family.
Yeah, typical, stereotypical, like perfect. Like,
yeah.
like perfect
And it's about
ecosystem of
family. It's about connection
Yeah.
in a strange way. It's about kind of what's the word? Not ignorance, but like being oblivious to something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Of
the higher
knowing
classes
something is there and just not talking about it.
Yeah.
like the rich father not really noticing the flickering of the light
Yeah.
when it turns out to be that guy in the bunker just
Right.
bashing his head against
Yeah.
the button all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my
So
final
fucked.
impression of
Yeah.
Parasite. It's a very complex and
It's a disturbing
well-made
film, but it has a
story.
lot to say, and
Yeah.
it says it
Mm.
perfectly. It really gets its point across by how forward it is in what
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
shows and tells us.
It is definitely something I need to rewatch a couple of times.
Yeah, we need to
And-
analyse this properly and show.
And I think it's the English student in me. I really want to pick apart every little
And I'm not,
line
and it's the
image,
film student in me. I'm desperate to.
because I
watch
think
it more
I really think that cowboy and Indians thing is so fascinating. I'd
Symbolic,
love to
yeah.
really unpick that.
Yeah,
But
honestly.
yeah, those are
Yeah.
my closing thoughts. But you two
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed Parasite. I've said that loads of times. But no, the cleaner was very intriguing to me because it's like, what was her connection to the guy in the bunker in the end, really?
They were married.
Oh, okay.
She says he's her husband. And you see a pile of condoms on his desk next to his bed.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
Did you
Okay.
notice that?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh my god, the guy scared me though. When the son was in the basement, he was like, and he was trying to like help the guy who was like wrapped up in the duct
Yeah.
tape or whatever.
Yeah.
And suddenly he's just chasing after him, and because he dropped the fucking rock down the stairs, and then
Yeah.
the guy picked it up and just ran after the son, and he just bludgeoned his head with it.
Yeah.
Oh, that actually was a pretty scary moment with like the dark grey, very washed
Yeah.
out colours.
Narrow corridor.
Narrow
yeah.
corridor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm very claustrophobic, so that really-
claustrophobia. Yeah, very
That
claustrophobic.
really, really freaked me out because I hate like
Tight corners, yeah, and all that shit.
yeah.
Was very, very well. Those tension scenes. I feel I really want to see. Has this director done any like pure horror films before? Because honestly, he'd do great just based on that scene.
I've only seen 3 of his films. I would
Okay.
say there are. He's very good at building tension, so
Oh,
I can imagine he's
100%.
made a horror film. But I
Oh,
I
yeah.
personally haven't seen it. I've only seen 3 of them.
'Cause-
One of them being Parasite.
Yeah, honestly, so so well directed. I keep saying that, but honestly, credit to the guy. He's honestly, he knows what he's doing in the film. He's definitely got a knack for it. I can see why the film won an Oscar. I just wouldn't put it above 1917 personally.
I think it's the first Best Picture Oscar I've agreed with since Moonlight in 2015.
Oh, okay. I've never seen Moonlight, so.
Oh, it's so good. Mahershala Ali's in it.
Oh, okay. I don't know who that is.
Have you seen the Luke Cage show?
No. And so that ends that conversation.
Nevertheless, it's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Any closing thoughts to think about Parasite, or should we move on?
Good.
It was,
I liked
it was
it.
really good.
Yeah.
Been a very long time since I agreed with any Oscar winner. But
Yeah.
I think this one I totally see, and I get it, and I would have, if it was up to me, I would have said, yeah, that's Best Picture.
Yeah, 8.5 out of 10, I think. Maybe even closer to 9.
I'd say 9.5, but verging on 10.
Right. Yeah. So, me and Henry, not you, Otis, because we don't like you enough to go to see films with you often. No problem. So we saw The Lighthouse.
That's all.
Yeah, we've kind of
tolerate you.
the
I don't outright
podcast.
dislike you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so when you're done sucking each other off, so we watched The Lighthouse. Brilliant film.
Yeah.
Fucking superb.
When was it? Like a week ago?
About a week ago. Yeah, about a week ago.
Fucking hell. 2012 called.
Kill me.
It won its easy target back.
So, yeah, Lighthouse was amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it was.
Have you seen it actually?
No.
Okay.
It's really good. You've got Batman and Green Goblin in a lighthouse together. What can you not love?
No. I love that it's black and white and it has the aspect ratio of that of a 1950s film.
Yeah, or like a Victorian showreel kind of thing.
Yeah, actually.
The one thing that I would critique about black and white, just for me personally, because the way my eyes work,
Yeah,
I've got very,
same.
very bad eyesight.
Yeah,
I get migraines very easily.
When we
So-
got to the daytime scenes and they just showed like the haze of the sea, my eyes started watering. When it cut from like a dark scene where the guy's shouting at him and he goes, "I love your cooking," and then
Yeah, I like that scene.
and then
Like
the next bit it's just pure day and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but my experience,
Sharp, very
I visibly had like a really bad headache
oh god.
during, because
Mine was-
again, my eyes are really sensitive and the glasses really don't help with like
Yeah.
bright lights and like screens, which is why I can't use like screens for very long.
It doesn't help that we weren't close to the front and
Yeah,
watching it.
we were. To be fair, like, okay, when I was booking the tickets, I saw the seating plan and I clicked on this row here,
Yeah.
the bottom one, assuming that it was going to be like a bird's eye view, so the screen is there.
We were on the front row.
Turns out it's flipped
Yeah,
180
yeah.
degrees. So when I was booking it, I actually booked for the front row.
Yeah.
But we moved about 3 or 4 rows up anyway.
Yeah, and I called it that someone would say, "You're actually in my seat,"
Yeah, but
and someone did actually show up and
Yeah.
say, "You're in my seat, but I don't mind."
In my
It's
defense,
like, why say that then?
in my defense, that cinema room was practically empty. There's about a dozen of
Yeah.
us in there.
There were like
There were plenty of
Yeah, there
seats.
were like 20
If-
out of 50 seats.
He's like 1 in 10,000 people who actually give a shit about their assigned seats.
No, but the thing
Unless,
is,
unless they were full.
Henry,
I would
Henry,
care.
he says, "You're in my seat, but I actually don't mind. You can keep it."
The more
It's
I
like,
mention if you're in.
that's exactly what I was saying.
He was. Those kind of people really piss me off. But yeah. So anyway,
I don't know why you did that, but it's okay. It's
we were. Then why mention it exactly? We were like, but we ended up being about I think 4 or 3 rows back,
So dumb.
so we didn't have to spend the entire time like that. But
yeah.
even without that, I still think I would have got the migraine I did because of the.
I mean, if we were further back,
Whenever
on the screen,
they-
it wouldn't be so bad.
Whenever there would occasionally just be shots of the light turning, like every now and again.
Oh
it'd be like
god, yeah,
20
those are the
seconds of
worst.
light.
Where you see Willem Dafoe just.
And then the final scene
Blind.
with Robert Pattinson like screaming as it goes to full white.
Yeah.
That fucking split my head open because
Oh.
that
Oh, it's
Midnight.
now the next day.
yeah because that would legit just give me such a splitting headache
Yeah.
and like cause my eyes to like dry up and stuff.
Yeah.
I think you looked over me once because I was literally just sitting there for like 5
Yeah,
minutes.
you had like a
rubbing my
tear
eyes.
down your cheek. I'm like,
Yeah.
you
I
okay?
was honestly just in a lot of.
Do you want to talk about it?
I was just in a lot of discomfort.
Yeah.
So if I watched it again, I'd probably change the brightness settings on
Oh,
my on my
But
TV
the thing
or
is
whatever.
that the nighttime scenes were so dark, you had to squint to see them.
I
when it
felt
was
the opposite.
bright,
I
you
could
had
still.
to go.
I felt the opposite. I could see quite clearly in that one because they had a
couldn't
good job
see
with the
anything
lighting
in the
where
darkened scenes.
you could see enough of their outlines, and that was all I really needed. And
Oh, your thing just turned off. I think.
Did it?
I don't know.
Oh shit.
think your computer. No, it's not. Hold on. Wait, what the fuck?
Let me have a look.
Oh my
Have you
God.
put the...
We're experiencing some technical difficulties.
Хорошо, что это сундуки вот эти остались наверху, заебись вообще. Да ты чё?
Do you mind?
Simon. What's it doing?
I don't know.
You just have to click that forward.
I did.
Okay. Let me just put it...
I apologise.
I apologise for my camera being like this.
Douche. I mean, it's low battery as well, so that might be part of it.
Ah, shit, yeah, that's probably it.
Oh, for fuck's sake, okay.
Yeah, it's not letting me do it, and that's fine.
Should we hold?
Let me see if I can...
Should we postpone this for a later date, if that's gonna be an issue? Because it's
It is.
just gone midnight.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's
Okay.
fine then, we'll scrap this then.
Also, that would give.
Sorry, guys. We're unprofessional enough for this.
So that would give me more time to research the stuff I was talking about for Parasite.
Yeah.
The terms and all that.
Well, no worries then.
And also maybe Pirate Dark Waters or something. So,
Yeah, so we
So-
have a bit more.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, you've got a little screen.
What on the screen?
Viewfinder. You can see yourselves.
Yeah.
That's how we can see if we're in focus.
Yeah, your camera isn't good enough for that.
No, it's not.
No, it's really not. It's not
Too poor
okay.
for that.
You are too poor for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to the 27th of March.
What's the 27th of March?
It's the season 6 premiere of Friday Night Dinner.
Oh, no, I don't watch that.
Oh,
I started watching it. I watched like 2 seasons.
I finally caught up in season 5, so now it made me cry.
Alright,
I'm
well,
not gonna
we're
spoil
gonna
it.
cut this now.
We could put this like an outtakes bit, maybe like this, like little.
Or I
bit
can
from
stick it. I can
Otis
stick it
camera
in the
breaking.
next podcast that when
Yeah.
we record this.
Yeah.
Of Otis camera breaking, like a little outtake thing.
Oh my god.
Welcome back from that commercial break, guys.
I know. I
Henry has
now.
just figured out that me and Otis did a short film about him.
When I finally buy my crossbow, you two are gonna be the first to be taken down.
How many short films have I featured you in? And then compare that to how many Otis has been in.
Like 3 or 4.
Yeah, and Otis has been in one.
No, you were in MTV Cribs one. Kind of.
That's not a short film though, technically.
Oh, it's more of a skit, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not technically a short film. It's like a mockumentary. But no, me and Otis did a short film yesterday. Technically, it was for our module as well, though. It's
Oh,
course
sorry.
related, so.
Don't trust me with your module. That's cool. Don't trust me with your.
Well, we were going to, but you were busy.
Was I?
Yes, you were doing an assignment.
Oh yeah, I was.
Yeah,
That's fair.
suck a dick. We were going to do a full fight scene, and we didn't because you were unavailable. But no, I thought you saw my post on Instagram with the makeshift crash mat we put in the kitchen for it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, we'll put a photo on the screen of that madness.
Yeah, I probably did see that. I can't really remember.
But no, yeah, me and Otis did a short film. I don't know what it ends up being called. Maybe just called The Kitchen. But it's in the style of like Charlie Chaplin humour. So it's silent film, black and white. But it's like a silent humour. So it's like, what is going on? Like dramatic acting to sell, the scene really, if that makes sense. But But yeah, it's like a sequence of events as it unfolds in the style of humour, which I've never really delved into fully before.
Yeah.
And I do quite like Charlie Chaplin's sort of like style.
Slapstick.
Yeah, slapstick sort of wacky humour. So I thought I went for it. So we'll cut to the chase because we're recording like 3 podcasts in 1 week right now because this is like the last week before we go home really because the uni is shutting down. Well, not the uni, but the buildings are.
Yeah.
So basically, they don't want us. They're not kicking us out, but they're advising us.
Yeah.
They are recommending
They're
us.
not
Yeah.
moving out totally though, because they didn't say take all your stuff with you. They
They
said
take as much
much
stuff as possible.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
basically taking all my books and all my clothes back.
Yeah, I'm taking my PC back, otherwise I won't be able to finish my editing for the course or anything. Because basically this week has been panic filming for all of our film projects, because
Yeah.
most of the projects we haven't done for our course has been practical.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh,
Well,
you can
the
do it in your
deadline's
own time,
been-
even though you don't have equipment. Thanks. Because most of the people on our course don't actually have DSLRs like we do, which is unfortunate for them, but...
Great for us.
Those poor people can't afford their own equipment. Like, unlike us.
What a shame.
Fucking twiddly mustache. Oh yeah, that means like I'm growing out my beard again for nothing.
Oh
We
shit!
can't fucking
Yeah, we
film
were
our
gonna.
thing.
We'll do it
Actually, no,
eventually.
it'll be bigger and better by the time we actually start filming it. It might actually
Are
be
you
a
gonna
proper
grow out the
beard.
beard over summer?
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah, I might as well.
You're gonna have the biggest, grimiest, big bushy.
I've got
beard.
no one to impress anymore, so there's no fucking
Oh my
reason for me to
God.
shave.
I'm actually really excited to see this big beard in like September when I see you, like when the next.
Hopefully
year
it'll be like a
starts.
decent, like proper, normal looking beard.
Me
Yeah,
too.
you've got like no severe like bald like patches.
I've got like patches there, but yeah,
I know,
it
but that's
should-
like that's fine. If as long as it's like
Yeah.
under the chin, that's all you really.
I've got a very good neck beard. Yeah.
Yeah.
All I need is a fedora and a leather trench coat.
Yeah. Oh my god. But yeah,
No
no.
lady.
So we were gonna do. We had like 4 or 5 different films planned for these 4 or 5 weeks after this week that were meant to happen at uni, but considering the coronavirus hit, we're sent home early. So a lot of these extra short films and mockumentaries and other skits we were going to do and adverts, all these different ideas we had, are basically cancelled or postponed until further notice, until maybe even next year.
Possibly.
Some of
Yeah.
this stuff probably won't even be filmed till then.
Yeah, my lecturer
Which is
said
a shame.
yesterday that like he really doubts it'll be open again by the 20th of April.
No.
It
Yeah.
really has to really depends on how it goes. He says like don't expect anything to hear anything real substantial until like the start of May.
Yeah, because
Maybe.
and as well as that, so our Easter break ends on the 20th of April, right?
Yes, it
And
does.
then there's like one academic week after from when we
Yeah.
come back, and then after that it's all just activity weeks where we
yeah.
have the chance to catch up on work and also do these little filler lessons of just catching up on our skills, like activities and skill based stuff. But yeah, it's genuinely like just complete tosh. I don't really care if we miss that one night.
Yeah,
It's just the fact that it's a shame that we've been robbed of like essentially like a month and a half of
Literally.
uni, considering we paid so much for it, and the uni
Yeah.
essentially said, "We're not giving you any money back. Fuck you." You know, it's just a
Yeah.
bit
Mm.
odd, isn't it? That they're doing that. But anyway, yeah.
Did you hear any of my and Zach's voice messages last night? Did you ever hear them being recorded?
You didn't hear? Oh my!
It was a good like hour and a half. It was just
Oh, let's go
consecutive voice
through them.
messages.
Oh my god.
I did.
Oh
I had like a
my
little
God.
mini series of like an ASMR YouTuber who slowly goes insane.
Shall I scroll right to the top and we'll play them all?
It's quite a lot. You've easily got like 30 minutes worth of stuff there, so
Oh.
I'd stay. I'd.
Look, this is all last night. If you guys can see that on camera.
It was pretty fun to be fair.
And then we have of Gordon Ramsay. No, I've pretty much reached the top now.
Yeah,
So.
I accidentally sent Zach a picture of Gordon Ramsay because I was talking to
Yeah.
someone else because like, we were both like thirsting over him. So I
Oh,
sent.
gosh.
I made a picture of Gordon Ramsay
That's
trying to be like,
amazing.
he's actually quite handsome, isn't he? I sent the picture to Zach as well. I'm like, fuck. So I just made sausage afterwards.
Yeah, you did as well. Look.
Spelled SOSIG.
All right, let's unpack this. Why not? All right, volume to full. All right. Wait, did I? I think I sent the first voice message as
did.
well. Let's see.
I don't remember what my second one was.
Let's have a look. Oh no, I went back to the start. Mother trucker, dude. Okay, there we go. Cool. Okay, Nemo dose. That was from Henry. That's me. And then we go down. Oh yeah, you go sausage and I go egg.
Yeah. What was my one for? Try and find my ASMR YouTuber ones.
Oh, but we'll get to them. These are so cursed. This is from Henry. There's another one. This is another one from you, and then it gets. I think this is where we get into the ASMR. Okay, this is me. This is what happens at 3 a.m. when me and Henry are just bored out of our mind and start messaging.
I was very drunk as well.
It's very real estate.
Oh, I did like an impression of the Mind Space guy after
Hello
that.
again. I'm so glad you could come to join us here at Rainy Day
Oh
Antique.
god, this is actually the ASMR stuff.
You look cute when you eat those fries.
Oh, no, turn that off.
No.
Now go on. Get a taste of that Big
Mac.
Our bathrooms are really clean. Take a tinkle. Go on. Take a couple drips. Still haven't touched her Big Mac.
This is so cursed.
see you go home hungry. It's from a video. It's from a YouTube
Yeah.
video. I'll show you.
Yeah, I think okay.
Hello again
Oh god, that's just me.
to the CT podcast. Welcome to this ASMR edition. Today we're going to be talking about the various little sound effects that we can make with our fingernails.
That was actually a really good one. That was actually really satisfying to listen to, though. They were like,
Last night, you
Just
son of a
click.
bitch.
After the ASMR,
oh, then it's like a stream of all mine.
Okay, this one's 23 seconds.
Hello. Welcome to the CT podcast, episode 12.
I do actually
Today
episode
we're going to be talking about female genital mutilation. But before that, a swell set of songs about clouds.
the silence before it.
It's free real estate.
That was like
Henry!
That's what I make when I make Sonic come in my voice messages. I remember whenever Sonic busts a fat nut in your wife, you use that noise.
I remember. This one's me.
Here on the CT podcast, we are going to talk about the much loved topic of seminal fluid.
Oh no, it's this one!
Seminal fluid, you ask? Ask your parents. You'll get a straight answer from them. Or you won't. But often, when said fluid is excreted, you often hear individuals make the sound of when they do. And that's how you know seminal fluid was created.
Is that what you say when it's excreted?
I love that. I go back to just. And you say cursed AF.
That was the first text I sent in an hour.
Alright, we have one from you next, which is 47 seconds, and the next one from me is 52 seconds, so let's unpack this.
Today we're going to be talking about the anime industry and specifically
I know
its
this one.
interests in female sexuality. Naturally, as with any fiction, there are certain liberties taken in the representation of the female, be that anatomical or emotional. However, the main distinction to make is this. As much as I wish it were true, when Asian girls come in hentai, they don't really sound like that is a myth perpetuated.
Wait, is this still recording? I need to make sure I get this on my camera. Oh my god.
I forget sending half of those.
Oh my god, okay.
Now, here's my 50
Here's my 52 second one.
Hello. You're here with me right now. Just take a look around.
I quite like this one.
Embrace the moment that you're in. Just experience the now in what you live. We spend so much time living in the past and regretting it, and fearing what's to come.
That's really deep.
But just think about where you are now, and take a gander at what life choices you made that led you to this fucking moment right now. That led you to listening to fucking ASMR from me. How fucking low we have all come as a species, I must say.
That's actually so fucking deep!
There's a lot of mine then. There's one a minute.
There's a minute one
That's
coming
my
up, guys.
duck. That's my one about ducks.
Alright, that's one.
Go to your doctor and talk about dogs. Don't get a dog. Just talk about them. Talk about who's a good boy. Something my aunt used to tell me about dogs is, if it looks like a duck, if it walks like a duck, if
if it secretes toxic slime from its feet like a... Well, I don't really think that's a duck. And what she meant by that, we'll never know. And what I mean by this, you'll never know. But I've still managed to waste just a tiny, tiny slither of your total lifespan.
You did. You stole that from me.
It feels good.
That's so good!
Mine. Would you show me your cock?
Oh no, no, this is a shadow impression.
Chaos control! Now your cock is mine. Ah, my cock! Now that I've got you by your cock. Shadow's got my cock. I'll get my cock back. Looks like I'm on top tonight. Bad news for you, Sonic. I'm a power bottom.
Oh no! I've lost it.
Oh fuck!
Wait.
What?
Wait.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck. Hold on.
Fuck.
I'll find it. I apologise. Where is it? Here
It's
it
just
is.
out of my minute one, yeah.
Hello, I'm...
No, because I was planning another one and I just like forgot what I was gonna say.
I love it.
But you can't like delete this, so you have
I see your cock is as big as mine.
Oh, this one's my version of the shadow impression.
You my cock. If you show me yours. Yeah, my cock!
It should just be called Cinema /
It's
ASMR.
my cock. Gotta get it back.
This is gonna be the ASMR episode, might as well.
Oh my god, no. This is the cinema one.
I'm your doctor, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh no.
Oh.
I've come to examine
Right,
your
we'll just-
testicles.
We'll just watch.
Now, turn around and cough.
Otis, you did charge your camera, right?
Then examine your prostate.
Yeah.
It's flashing red.
And then I'll probe your vagina.
What?
I love my job. Gotta go fast. I'm cool. But you're cool too.
Oh, this is Sonic being a
We
nonce.
can be cool together. So what are you doing later? You in high school? Better ask your age fast. How old are you? 17. Oh, you mean 18? Fast! Gotta file a lawsuit fast!
Fucking.
I love that bit at the end.
We're just gonna go through all of them, aren't we?
Here we are. I honestly
Lit.
want to right
Honestly.
now. I desperately want to. Wait.
This is me, yeah.
Gotta go fast. Come on, Sam. Let's get
Oh my god.
Gonna bust a fat nut in your wife later.
The little thing at the end.
Gonna bust a fat nut in your wife later.
You did. There was a point where we were screaming and banging our desks.
I was banging my wall.
And I was banging my desk. We'll get to them.
I actually mentioned that because I heard that as I was recording my ASMR one and I webbed it in.
Yeah. Welcome to the CT podcast.
Sorry. You were saying something, Tails? Sorry, I was busting a fat fucking nut in your wife. Gotta bust fast.
You just mutate into like a swamp monster.
That's just the noise I get. That drinking water noise is just the noise I can make though.
Oh my
I
god.
wasn't even trying.
Oh my god.
Like that.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. I was just gonna. nut in your wife later.
Sound like posh in that one. You sound really posh in that.
Fuck you, Tails. You're probably a Jew or something.
Who's the anti-Semite now, bitch? Sonic! Yeah! I forgot! Fuck!
Time for you to get angry.
Oh no, that's a good one.
Wait, hold
That's
on.
my secret, Captain. I'm always...
Oh my god, man.
Sometimes it's okay to bleat, but sometimes it's not. But we all know that it is okay to bust a fat nut in your wife sometimes. You more than most.
That's about that is a phrase that he said back in like October or November.
Very early on.
Very early. Oh. Who knocked on our door?
I don't know.
I'm not going.
I'm not going either.
Oh, no one. You heard that, right? We
Yeah.
got that on video. There's nobody out there.
It's a ghost.
Shut the fuck up, mate. I'll bother you, Dan.
Look at someone just came through and knocked you out right now.
Yeah. No, honestly, people knock
Anyway,
on my door
anyway,
sometimes,
keep going.
Knock down ginger or whatever you call it.
Oh, that's gonna be one.
Oh, sorry, Zach. Oh, I was a bit distracted. I was, busting a fat nut in your wife.
Imagine that fucking your wife, Jesus.
I knew that was happening. Oh my god. What's the time right now?
Oh shit, 5:45.
All right, cool. Well, we're gonna go on a commercial.
And I need to hoover.
Oh,
Okay, we're gonna go on a commercial break. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
We'll wrap up this podcast soon, very very soon. We apologise.
This went from
Alright,
cinema
right
to
back.
cursed audio messages.
It did indeed. This is just so cursed.
Hey Zach, guess what? What? You're a cunt. I'm gonna bust a fat nut in your wife.
No.
Yes.
If you don't care about insanity and want to know about what these bozos do in their free time, then subscribe and watch the City Podcast. But if you ask me, I would do that. I'd spare yourselves of that torture. But I'm just narrating, I don't get much saying this.
Yeah, welcome back from this commercial break. Right. Oh, we already heard this one. What's this one?
Jokes to you, I don't have a wife. Wait, oh yeah, I don't have a wife.
Yeah.
That's not funny. Oh, you can't do it, Zach.
Oh, but I really want to do it.
What?
Anymore. Isn't that right, Tails? We tagged you when her ass blew up. Shadow helped us bury the body. This body did not have a cock.
Oh, are you okay? Oh, you okay?
For me,
Oh shit.
but I also
Otis, come back.
busting a fat
Otis, come back.
deceased wife.
What's wrong?
I'm so emotionally complex.
No! Don't look! Don't walk into the light!
When will my life end, Sonic? Okay, cool. Whatever.
Oh god. Okay. Well, I guess
Well,
it's just
sucks to be Otis. We
it's
get
just
to
a-
unpack these
yeah.
amazing beauties.
It's old school now, I guess. Feels weird without this. Can you have my phone back now, please?
What?
Can I have my phone back?
We're breaking the illusion that this was all a bit. We're breaking the illusion that it was a bit.
Give him back to me.
Oh god.
I'll send you the video later.
And on that note.
No, my wife! God, I've kidnapped a new
Oh, then I've got a minute one. Fucking hell. I started to get really drawn out.
It's free real estate.
Oh.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Cutting Things in Half with us.
This is the start of my major character arc thing I made.
Today we're going to be looking at how to cut open a portlet pear with a tablespoon. As you can see, our cutter is making an initial incision by removing the stem. Always a good strategy. He's then making an initial plunge into the top of the pear with the handle of the spoon. And he's sort of carving his way through now. Oh, hang on, I'm getting a phone call. Let me answer that. Hey, pear now.
I actually laughed out loud when I heard that last night.
It's always good to hear from a caller, and indeed, shout out to all the pear. Thank you for joining us today. That's all we have time for. Keep slicing. Just don't know why you didn't want to try the Big Mac.
Oh no!
Isn't me. Don't you want to know how succulent it is? How tasty life can really be.
Oh my god.
Why am I so cursed?
We are. We both are. We all are.
Hello, and welcome back to my ASMR channel.
Oh no, Zach.
Today we're gonna come through my chode. Let's take a listen.
Noises though. That was so good though.
Thank you for joining me.
That was actually a really good noise. Oh my god. We got another minute one from Henry.
Hello and welcome back to the Cutting Things in Half channel. My partner recently dumped me for no goddamn reason, so I've started drinking again. Today we're going to drink cider until it's about 1:30 now. Let's see if we can keep going for another 2 hours. Let's just open up our next can, shall we?
That was so loud!
Listen to that bomb. No greater sound on earth, I believe.
Is this right
Let's take a drink.
It's actually me drinking as well.
Women. Can't live with them, can't throw them out of a moving car. At least that's what the judge told me 3 weeks ago at my sentencing. But I'll get out. I'll get out.
Then I just lose all my shit and start going ape shit with it as well though. That's the thing.
And
Yeah.
I
Then
think
there's like
both-
4 off. There's one of you, and then there's 4 off
There's
me.
a 48-minute second one of me.
Picture this. A student, down on his luck, recently broken up from a relationship, neck deep in assignments that he can't even continue doing, probably has the coronavirus, and all of his elder parts of his family ready to die because of said virus.
That's
Imagine
kind of
this
real.
poor, broken student and all his problems that he's going through. What we are going to experience today is some ASMR and the sort of sounds that he makes with his head against his desk
Oh, no.
in his pastime when he likes to.
I heard that. I heard that during recording one of mine, and I actually referenced it as I was recording it. So if you play the next one of me, they're all me now.
That's amazing!
Things have been pretty rough here at the ASMR Network. I've had to cancel my 2 other channels because of poor performance in the new algorithm. So, unfortunately, there'll be no new content from ripping individual hairs out of a blind monkey until it slowly dies from emotional torment.
Oh my God,
As well as my
good
gaming
shit.
channel, ASMR Games, in which I look at a video game case for approximately 3.5 hours and comment in excruciating detail on the artwork and painstakingly read out every single detail printed on the back of the case. So, we're drinking until, well, I don't know until when. Someone's banging on something right now.
That was you.
Go inspect what that is. It's probably my parole officer.
Oh my god, you legend!
New to the channel and haven't really been keeping up to date with my daily exploits. Yesterday, I yelled at a woman in a supermarket because she repeatedly tried to push on a locked door that said pull. I called her a cunt. She called me a jumped-up little faggot and pinched the tip of my penis between her thumb and her forefinger. It's the first time a woman has touched me in weeks. So I drink again. Hopefully it will eventually kill me and rot my liver away until I'm nothing but a broken, dried-out husk of an ASMR YouTuber. Don't forget to subscribe for next week's content when we cut open a human being with a spoon. My wife.
You're on the next one now.
Don't mind that, viewers. That's just my parole officer. I've barricaded myself into my apartment with a crossbow, and I'm aiming it out the window at any passersby. So far, I've taken out 3. I hope to take out at least 50 before I turn the weapon on myself and finally end this misery. But don't worry, you can still subscribe to my podcast, and if you go onto my Patreon, you can see a video of me cutting open a live dog with a spoon. I don't even cut anything open with the spoon or the dog itself, but it's a good thumbnail, and I ended up caring for the dog and gave it to a very loving couple 3 doors down who couldn't have any children, so they're substituting that with man's best furry friend. At least I have that going for me. Whatever, man. Too cool. Way past cool, man. Come on, Tails. Let's go find a hooker house. Sonic, please, I'm 8. So what? I was 8 when I fucked your mom. My mom's dead, Sonic. It didn't stop me. Got a grave rob fast.
That was my last one.
Oh, no, there's a couple more. It's like we've got 5 more. We need to savor them.
Fucking hell. There's more.
We're all going to hell.
It's just not even a count.
No, you gotta burn all the evidence fast.
Then we got a 17-minute one from you.
17 second.
Second, yeah.
Sorry, Tails. I guess I was speaking in tongues for a second. You know what I'm saying?
I was really fucking tired of that.
Me too, actually. Then we got a 4-second one from me. That was it from me.
That was my one.
Did I then okay, yeah, that was it.
I sent you like a 50-second one. Like
no, it's just a 13-second one.
Oh, what's that one? It's playing.
Man, no, the time What the fuck was that?
That clip from Doctor Who's like, the time controller's been
disabled.
The time controller's been disabled.
we have a couple from today that we sent. Do you want to show them on the podcast?
Yeah, why not? It's basically becoming the curse.
Treacle, I'm ready for ya.
That was me. That was me being like, "Are you ready for the podcast?"
That was me to you.
What?
I sent that to you.
Really?
Hurry up, Treacle. I'm ready
That's
for
me.
ya.
Oh, okay.
Fucking penis.
Oh, okay.
Holy.
That's my...
Dying cow. I sound like a dying animal. So for the context, we found another inside joke where basically it's just Marge.
We do Marge Simpson voices.
Homie. Homie.
There's like one minute. There's one that's like a minute long.
50-second one from you.
It's literally silent for the first 40.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
I'm like getting ready to go out as well. Getting ready for my booze and shit.
This was recorded like what, an hour ago from now.
Yeah.
It's still going. Just you gotta wait for it, guys.
I made him wait. You should wait.
You always make me wait. Silence. You made me wait for 50 fucking seconds for that dog shit.
You literally make me wait 50 fucking seconds for that shit at the end.
That's my reaction to yours. Wait, and what's this?
Rush art.
You echoed!
I think toilet.
Oh shit, yeah.
And rush fart.
And there you go. That's the voice messages me and Henry send each other on the daily. Well, not really on the daily, but you know, we do it a lot. And so it's been an interesting podcast, but a very, very nonsensical one as well.
Yeah. I just need to let you know that I'm leaving.
Oh yeah, I do too, actually. Let's do this on the podcast. Let's email them now. Nah, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting one. We are now down on a member. Apparently.
He'll come back.
Really, they always do.
They all come back.
Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, that was all a bit. Otis had to leave.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd make the most of it and be funny.
Yeah.
So we made a bit.
It started off being about cinema, then it ended up being exploring our voice messages at 3 a.m. with dark ass humour.
Yeah. But
I had to bleep out that thing about Tails being a Jew.
No, I'm not doing that. I didn't bleep out that was calling me a gay basher.
Oh, that's true. That was a persona. That's not my actual.
Okay, literally, just for this, everybody who watches now probably knows this. By the way, you're out of frame for some reason. Just want a disclaimer, guys. Every joke that we make on the podcast is basically satire.
It is a joke.
Either an exaggeration of the truth or or a complete just it's edgy humour.
Yeah.
People who watch this, our loyal viewers of this podcast understand this is just edgy humour at its finest.
Absolutely.
And at its most cursed. So, just that disclaimer there. Thank you for joining us on this journey. And we may be back for one more podcast, but Otis won't be because it was literally like he's probably on his way to the station literally right now. Us recording this. So this podcast is really wrapping up for the summer holidays or whatever. Yeah. We don't know when the next podcast will be. It's not cancelled. It's just on
hiatus.
But there might be one more.
Yeah.
Hopefully there'll be one more. But if not, we'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Or hopefully not too long. Not too far away.
Stay safe. Stay indoors.
Yes.
Be kind.
Never be pairs.
I was gonna say that, but yeah.
Huh?
I was gonna say that, but sure.
Okay.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, brilliant.
My fam.
Oh, fuck off with that shit. Oh, my fam.
Alright, well, on that note,
Oh, my fam.
On that note, goodbye. See you in the next one. Stay safe. And, yeah. See you around.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
Bye.
Wanna get pissed?
Yeah, boy!
Hell yeah!